everyone. This is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and this is Saturday, the 12th of February, 2022, and this is the weekly technical analysis for the Euro, the cable, and the Aussie dollar for the third week of February. And let's begin with the Euro, where after narrow trading range for the early part of the week, it has dipped lower on Friday on a couple of fears, and that's from the previous day where the CPI, US CPI data came in higher than expected, so with more concerns of impending rate hike from the US, and followed by additional fears from US President Biden highlighting that the risk of a war breaking out in the Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, is imminent over the next few days. So markets have gone risk off, with the stock markets dropping as well. So that's the fall on Friday, breaking through the support below the daily 55 EMA and this previous horizontal trend line of the ascending triangle, and it has come back up to also fall below this lower trend line. So on the Thursday, it was a wild, volatile day with the US CPI data. So let's take a look on the shorter time frame on the 4-hour to see how it ensued. It started off with a CPI figure coming out stronger than expected, so that caused a dip in the euro. But then it reversed back up almost immediately over the next 4 hours, climbed back up. And then after that, after hitting the, retesting the swing high, fell back down again. So that was quite a volatile move. And this was apparent with all the major pairs as well. So prior to that, it was just trading in a very tight, narrow range, just waiting for the US CPI data to be released. Okay, so go back to the daily time frame, and I think we can likely move some of these fibs now. So let's use this latest swing move up. We can also use this where it has retested the recent swing high and then pull back lower. So this coming week, we'll see if it's going to dip lower and retrace back down to the 50 fib retracement area. Back down to the 50 fib, or this will be the 62 fib retracement. Whether it's going to find support there and consolidate. So let's also change this now to resistance up here. And actually we'll move support down here then. Bring this resistance zone down. To to the 21Feb. And below the support, there's the 76 retracement, which is at the 00 at the 112.00. So that's another significant support level. Which is near this swing low, which we can see here. Let's grab this line here, extend this over. So we can identify another critical support zone here. Okay. And this week there's the only the German and the Eurozone ZEW economic sentiment, but there'll be an impact from the release of the US Federal Reserve meeting minutes, which may give us more insight as to their plans coming up for their next meeting in March. So that will be a key impact as well, if there's anything new to be uncovered from the minutes. Let's take a quick look on the weekly time frame. And you can see that after a strong bullish week, there's a pullback. We'll see if there's just consolidation this week or further bearish momentum, pulling it down, dragging it down to the 62Feb. Or whether there's, depending on the US dollar, whether this euro can bounce back up from this support level. All right, let's take a look at the US dollar index as well. Where after it had fallen the previous week, fallen significantly previous week, it's been just gradually climbing back up to recover until the volatile Thursday. And it did gap up on the Friday. So it's turning bullish in the short term, close the gap and continue to rally back up. So that's a good sign for the US dollar in attempting to recover. So this will now turn back into support zone. And we may be able to move some of these trend lines. Let's see. Yeah, let's remove this short-term one for now. Right, so it's attempting to recover and climb back into the 162Feb and then eventually hoping to reach the previous resistance level here. So next week is still, looks like it's still going to be in a limited range, this area. Okay. Let's move back to Euro here. So after a strong recovery the previous week, it says finally pull back lower. And it could be moving into a consolidation phase. So unless there's some fundamental trigger. Let's move on to the cable, and already we can see the cable has already moved into consolidation for the week. And after a strong bullish move and a pullback retracement, it has climbed up into a consolidation area here. So it's around the 62Feb retracement, and the daily caught between the daily 55 and the 200 EMA. So 138 is still a major resistance zone high up, but for now, it's settling just below the 136. So we can add a 136.00. And it did attempt to break out higher. That was on the Thursday with the CPI data, and the cable has been resilient and has not fallen further on the Friday. Let's take a look on the weekly time frame. And yes, it's just consolidated for the week. So it looks like it's still stuck for now. This coming week, there are a couple more news that could impact the movement, as a jobs report and CPI and retail sales figures. And it's also exposed to the FOMC meeting minutes. So let's see if it's able to break out higher above the resistance, or if it breaks down, then there'll be further support from this 38Feb as well. Okay. Moving on to the Aussie dollar. And this week, they also have their RBA, monetary policy meeting minutes, being released. So this could be a key week for movement for the Aussie dollar, because it did climb up higher from the start of the week, and went through the resistance zone to hit the 76 retracement. We flip that around. So after falling for the previous couple of weeks, it did climb back up and hit the 76 retracement figure. And then on the Thursday, that was the US CPI release, and that pushed it back down, then followed by the further bearish move on the Friday. So the 786 is definitely a key resistance here. And for now, there's support at the 38 Fib at this round figure, 7100. And in case it does dip further, there's the 21 Fib as well. So on the weekly time frame, after attempting to push up higher, there was a push back down. So now the possibility of a consolidation for this coming week. So it's fallen back down below the daily 55 EMA. And it could be trapped in this potential consolidation area coming up. All right. So this coming week, we'll see how the US dollar responds to the FOMC meeting minutes, and as well as any concerns of potential conflict in the year between Russia and Ukraine. And as you can see, if we check my other video on spot gold, you see a major run up. Spot gold with it's moved to a flight for safety with buying of gold and Japanese yen at the towards the end of Friday yesterday. We'll see whether that continues next week as well. All right, so do check out my other video on the spot gold and dollar yen, and have a safe week and a good trading week, and cheers for now.